Okay, hi everyone and welcome to this video. So in this video I'm going to discuss this study that, as far as I know, I don't think I saw it anywhere. I think I created it myself, and it's a weird kind of study in the sense that it's white to move, but it's not white to play and win, it's white to play and not win. So you want to find a move here that leads to a position that's not winning for white. And I did check with the table base, and there's only one solution. I mean, the complete position is completely winning for white's up a rook and has a very dangerous passed pawn. Both b7 and knight a7 would be checkmate, but the goal here is not to find a winning move for white. The goal here is to find a move that does not win for white. So you can pause the video if you want to try to figure it out, and it's a nice little funny study. It's not like very advanced, but it's still something that I think it at least gave my father some trouble. He's like a player who's really like he's really like now in like the 1300s U.S. chess rating, but he's been in the 1500s before, and it gave him some trouble, and he might not have even solved it. But yeah, so definitely for beginner or intermediate players, it could be interesting, and for more advanced players, at least, the solution is funny, I think. Okay, so if you didn't pause the video to try to solve it, then, or if you already solved it, anyway, I'm just going to reveal the solution now. So the solution is rook d6. So if black just obviously just takes the rook, then white's still winning, and white can win. You don't have to try to play for a loss on every move, or play for not win on every move. So you can still win after that, after playing rook d6. It's just the first move being one to not play for a win. But, not b7, but after rook d6, black can play, and also, I already clicked the knight, but, alright, I'm using trackpad, so, I clicked the knight, but not with a mouse. But if you want to try to solve here how to draw with black, you can also pause the video. Yeah, the king can't even move, so it doesn't even matter that I touched the knight. So, to draw with black, you play knight c7. So, if white takes the knight with either the pawn or the knight, then it's stalemate and black draws. And if white makes the only legal king move, king a7, then black can fork the king and the rook with the knight. Then the king can move either to a8 or a6, and then the knight comes back and takes the rook. And the knight now is guarding the b7 square, so if white tries to promote the pawn, black can take it and it's still a draw. And otherwise, white can move the king and try to keep the pawn, but black can play knight b7 here. I assume king d7 would also draw, but knight b7, and the knight could rotate, let's say, between d8 and b7, and both squares are protected by the king, both d8 and b7, and so this would just be a draw. So, yeah, so this funny that this black knight does all these, not knight takes d6, but knight c7, and does this nice kind of maneuver and ends up covering the critical b7 square as well at the end. So, so you put the rook on d6, like the worst possible square, so that it's not like rook d4, or then after knight c7, king a7, knight takes b5, white would still have king a8, and if you take the rook, b7 would still promote the pawn. And if you tried knight c7 here, then white could take with the pawn, because the pawn's not protected here, like it would be in if the knight was still on b5, and the other variation where white can, here the pawn is still protected by the knight on b5, so there's stalemate, but in this line the pawn's not protected, and so black still has a move, so it's not a draw, and white wins with king and rook versus king. So that's why rook d4 would not work as the solution. Rook d6 puts the rook on the worst possible square, so that not only does it get forked here, but when black takes the rook, the b7 square is also covered. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you liked it. course, you're free to subscribe if you want, but anyway, thanks for watching and bye-bye.